Hello there. In this clip we're going to look at fitting the LED into the amplifier circuit. Now we could take the LED, we've got an LED here, we can see that it has a long leg and a short leg. The long leg is positive, the short leg is negative. It also has a little flat there adjacent to the short leg to show which is the negative and positive. And if we look at the screen print on there, we can see the LED is marked positive, and we can see the flat for negative, so the long leg would fit through there. And we could quite easily fit our LED on like that. But what we've decided to do is to make a fly lead like we did for the speaker. So we're going to make this, which is a fly lead. We're also going to add some quality assurance with some heat shrink here, and we're going to add that and then fit that to our circuit. So the first thing we're going to do is take the wire strippers, and if you can see there, we've got a very small gap there which takes off the insulation. So if we just clip it, take off about a centimetre of insulation and pull, and that will pull off our insulation and leave the bare wire. We can then twist those up. You can see we just twist them up to keep them neat, and there's that last one. We've taken off about a centimetre of the insulation, leaving the bare wire. Then what we're going to do, I'm going to just put these down here so that balances on there. I've got my soldering iron, I've cleaned the tip of the soldering iron, I add a bit of solder there to just tin the tip, and then I'm going to, so you can see that, I'm going to just add plenty of solder here, tin these wires, and I'll tin the other end. You can see, just make sure that these are twisted up neatly. That's great. And we're going to add solder to those as well. And just coat them in solder. This process we call tinning, and it just means to coat the wires in solder. So you can see there that the wires are coated in solder, and I'm just going to unravel this a bit further, and we're going to fit this heat shrink. This heat shrink is a smart material. It's about it's a plastic tube of about 4.5 millimeters internal diameter, and when heated that will automatically shrink down to about 1 millimeter. So we put this on here, and this needs to be down away from the heat of the soldering because we don't want to activate the smart material until we need to. So we've pushed these down there like that, and then we're going to take our LED. Now we're going to use the same process for the LED, so we're going to add a little bit of solder to the legs of the LED, which is called tinning. The solder will stick, and we get a nice quantity of nice bit of solder onto the legs of the LED. There. Now I'm going to use blue as negative, so my blue will go on to the short leg of the LED. So I'm going to put that there and just touch the leg of the LED and my wire together, and you can see they are soldered. Then this one's slightly trickier. We need to just touch that together there, and touch those together. Now we have the two wires are soldered together. We can see they're soldered together, but if they touched we'd get a short circuit, and they are quite fragile. So then we move up our heat shrink, and we push our heat shrink up to cover there. Then we take the hot air gun and we can see that the cables now are protected, and we can just reinstall the little bit of twist and we've got our LED which we can position anywhere on our case. The last stage is to take our the other end. I'm just going to trim that off, and we can see there that we've added solder to there. This of course is orange, has gone to our long leg, so we can push our long leg through positive, so we can push it through from here. Take a little bit more off there. And bend that over. Oh, let's come over here. And there's our solder. And then of course it's just a matter of putting the negative through. There's our negative through, and solder that. So there's our wires soldered onto our circuit and our LED with heat shrink and a fly lead. Thank you for watching Mr. Ridley's Design and Technology.